everyone, it's Chelsea and I'm finally 23. I don't know what to feel. Honestly, two things. I'm feeling excited because I feel like I'm at the right age where I'm supposed to experience and learn everything that I have to learn in order to be an adult. Number two, it feels like I'm old and I'm young at the same time, because to be honest guys, I've been wanting to be 25 just because I've been spending my time with people in that kind of age, like 25 above, and I just want to be settled and just tell people I'm 25 and I'm settled. But at the same time, I feel so old just because I feel like I haven't experienced the things I'm supposed to experience, and I'm already 23. Because if you would ask me 5 years ago, my expectations of my future self or my past self to my future self, I would want to be much more successful at this age in comparison to where I am at right now. But to be honest guys, I am really grateful for all the blessings I have and everything I have achieved. It might not be according to how I planned it to be 5 years ago, but I highly believe that everything happens for a reason, and that's why I'm gonna tell you 23 things I have learned in life for being here in this world for 23 years. Okay, I need to preserve my energy because this is gonna be a long talk, but basically, as I said a while ago, the first learning that I have is everything happens for a reason. And as cliche as it sounds, I believe that every person that you meet, literally every situation that happens to you, either good or bad, it is meant to happen. So your reaction to it, if you have a negative reaction to it, okay, that's valid. But having that mantra and having that kind of mindset helped me push through and helped me be more passionate, since I believe I'm meant for this exact place at the exact time. It made me have less regrets. So the things that hurt me or the things that made me happy, all I can think of is all those things happened just for me to be able to be in this exact same place where I am at right now. As long as I know to myself that I'm doing my best at everything that I do and in everywhere or anywhere that I am at, I am satisfied with the idea na okay, like everything happens for a reason. Even if I would lose people, even if I would lose opportunities, something bigger is meant for me. And the reason why I wasn't able to get this opportunity, or the reason why I lost this person, is because it will make sense through time and experience and knowledge and wisdom. So that's the first thing. Second thing, you need to be yourself and at the same time set boundaries for people to respect you. So the reason why I learned that is because junior high school and senior high school, I've been a people pleaser. But lately, I've been learning how to embrace the fact that you would find your people. But once you share yourself to other people that you're not sure are your people, you need to set boundaries with them, because I've learned it from my mistake where I would be so nice with people, like literally everyone. The more that I am nicer to them, the more that they don't respect you. It's so sad because being nice is such a good thing for me. Doing kind to others is such a good thing, but you need to learn how to balance kindness and setting boundaries, because my boundaries have been distracted so many times. It's easy to just succumb into this manipulative thinking that they value you, but they're just taking advantage of you. So yeah, like even if you genuinely just love people, you still need to establish that kind of, let's say, alphaness or assertiveness in order for them not to disrespect you. Number 3, having everything you thought you want won't solve everything. The main reason why I wrote that is because I feel like all my goals the past 2 years I was able to achieve in terms of personal growth, emotional growth, career-wise, financial-wise. Everything that I thought would satisfy me, I have achieved. But then I realized having everything you thought you want won't give you everything. There is much more to that. Like, you need to have a soul, a spirit, and not just worldly ambitions. And I'm still learning that even up to today. That's why I said that's big, because another learning from that is money can buy you everything, but it also can't buy you everything. If you're someone who have experienced money, you know it's true. You know it's true. My 5th learning is everyone is battling the same thing. Even if you think, oh, I wish I'm this person so I won't have to battle my own problems, or I wish I have this so I won't have to struggle like this. But once you become that person, you realize, oh, we're all battling the same things. Like, the things that I thought was not heavy for him or for her, apparently what he or she is dealing with also feels heavy. So we're all battling the same stuff. We just think that something or a problem is much more lighter than this problem. But once you understand that every individual goes to a different upbringing, every individual goes to a different threshold, every individual goes to different experiences, every individual has different capacity, you'd realize we're all battling the same things. Everything is just difficult for everyone. So it makes me more grateful with my life and makes me cope better, thinking that I'm not alone having a problem, and we all have problems and we just need to live life and be positive about it. And my 6th learning is you can have a lot of friends, but only at least 3 friends are the true friends. So I think it's a natural phenomenon that during high school you would think, oh, the more friends that I have, the more secured I am, or I would love to have a lot of friends just so it can give me a sense of identity that I'm likable. But as you grow older, and now that I'm 23, I realize it really doesn't matter, and the friends that I have now are the friends that I didn't even expect I would have. Like, the friends that weren't really my closest during high school and college, they are the ones that I have now. And eventually you'll realize who are the true friends and who are the toxic ones and who are your people. Just like what I said a while ago, you will be able to find your people. Because sometimes our friends, even our bestest friends, we outgrow them. Not because we don't like them, not because we're not grateful to have them, but also because you change as a person. Your likes or your dislikes would change, your hobbies would change, your perspective on life would change. So I think we shouldn't be really harsh to ourselves when we know to ourselves that, okay, I need new set of people with like different perspective. I need to meet new people and rekindle with the ones that I think would help me grow. Basta what I've been learning is always stick to the friends who you know would make you grow spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. There are friends for fun, for sure. But keep those who can make you grow, because why are you on this earth if you're not open for growth? 7th thing, there's always a season for everything. Sometimes I would think, why am I in this situation? But that's the thing I've learned. Just embrace the season. This may be the season for you to be stagnant, to realign everything in your life, to just be with yourself and not be with anyone. Maybe it's a season for you to make the most and greatest mistakes that you can. But for sure, there's always gonna be a season for you where you will be able to align everything. As long as you are intentional with it, as long as you are self-aware with it. Number 8, it's better to be a strict leader. The reason why I have learned this is because it's kind of similar to what I said earlier about boundaries. I have been a very lenient leader before, where a lot of people would, I feel like, take advantage of it. So I've learned that it's better to be a strict leader, is because that's how business works. Like, if you're not strong enough to be strict, and if you just keep on being lenient and lenient just so people would love you and like you, it might be difficult for you in the long run. You need to know where you stand. And I have read a couple of business books, including Power by Robert Greene. Please, guys, listen to the podcast of Robert Greene, read his books. Super mind-blowing. But yeah, it discusses things with people who have experience. And for me, it's better to be assertive than to be a people pleaser. I lost count, guys. Be thankful of harder challenges and be thankful for stress. I think that's self-explanatory, but basically, even if it gives you so many negative emotions, it will be the one that will give you growth and will make you learn. What is the world without problems? Literally boring. A boring life. This is gonna be very controversial, but the next thing is the world is not black and white, and there's a gray area. So before, I highly believe in moral and what is immoral, because I've been a highly devoted Christian back then when I was like 18 to 20. And what I've learned is that if you are too nice for this world, it's gonna be hard for you to succeed. If we're gonna talk about the worldly definition of being successful, if you see the world in a black and white way, where there is a person who is nice and there is a person who is bad, it's not gonna help you be more open-minded to the possibilities in solving a lot of problems that you have, and also to the possibilities of how you can make your capabilities the most efficient and the most effective. Because the world eats simple-minded people. And for me, that's the reality. That's the thing I've learned. And it was painful for me at the start because I hated how unfair the world is. I was just so mad and full of anger of how the world is so unfair, with like the hierarchy and everything, with equality, equity, with like everything that I don't want to talk about in this video. You just have to be smarter and see the gray area. Embrace your free time and actually make time to have free time. That's something that I was always so anxious about. Whenever I would have free time, I would feel bad for not doing anything. I don't know, like, I know there are people who cannot resonate with that, and there are also a lot of people who can resonate with that, with Mick or with some of my friends. They can resonate with that because it's their natural state to be always working, or to be always studying, or to be always doing content, or whatever it is they're doing. And sometimes it makes us nervous to not do something, and it makes us feel we're useless. But I am learning right now that it is such a beautiful thing to rest and have free time, and you actually need to make time for it in order for you to be the best version of yourself. Because if not, it's just gonna drain you, and it happened to me so many times. Next thing, discipline also include having patience for yourself too. So why did I say that? Is because before I thought if you're disciplined enough, you're not gonna slack off, or you're not gonna not be consistent all the time. So that made me become so much more harsher to myself, because I would work out for like 3 consecutive days, and then I wouldn't be able to continue it for the rest of like week, and I would be so discouraged by the thought of it. But then I read a couple of books, and then one book said if you're disciplined enough, you also need to have a disciplined mindset where you know to yourself that if you're trying to achieve a habit and something that you want to get familiar with, disciplined is having the self-awareness that you need to discipline your negative thoughts as well. Because your negative thoughts would be the one destroying your goals. Like, you would be too harsh to yourself, have negative self-talk, and every discipline would be gone. So it's not just discipline and consistency, it's also discipline in how you think. You need to protect yourself and do not trust people so easily. You can be nice to people without giving them every detail that you know. Because not all people are nice. Like, let's be real. This world is full of wolves. And you'll never know who are the sheep. You might be the sheep. And they might eat you alive. So always make sure you don't be an open book. Because I'm learning that because I am such an open book, guys. Like, all these things I'm sharing to you guys. Can you even see how of an open book I am? Because I love sharing to people. I love sharing a part of me to people so they would understand where I'm coming from. I'm always transparent with everyone. And I realized it's not right because some people would take that as a weakness. Yeah, so just be careful and love yourself enough. I think that's also coming from insecurity. I feel like I was unconsciously trying to get validation from people by being an open book. And then that would cause me to have my walls broken so many times. But yeah, I'm learning how to be a little bit more exclusive for this year. And hopefully I can be consistent in that. There's always a place for you. There are a lot of times where I would think, where am I supposed to be? I feel like I can do anything that I put my mind into, but then there's an emptiness in me that makes me think, where am I supposed to be? Because I'm not the best at this job, I'm not the best at this talent, I'm not the best at this and this and that and that. I'm just like I don't know. I feel like in everything I do naman, I exert my best. I'm always passionate. But there were times in my life during my 20s where I experimented with a lot of industries and then I became kinda hopeless of knowing where I'm supposed to be at. But that's a learning from me that there's always a place for you. You just have to look for it and experiment enough to know if that's for you. So if you think you're not in corporate, which I have learned, I am not for a 9-to-5 job. But I highly respect people who are for 9-to-5 jobs. There's a place for everyone. If you work effectively 9-to-5 with someone managing you, it means that's for you. But if you work in a way where you value the 4-hour work week, that's for you. If you love doing content, if you love being a fashionista, if you love gaming, programming, that's for you. You don't have to stay at something or somewhere you feel like you don't belong. There's always a place for you and it's not hopeless to try something new. I feel like a lot of us are full of fear that if we leave something we are so familiar in or with, we feel lost. But we're supposed to feel lost. We're supposed to feel lost in order for us to be found. So that's the thing I'm learning. I'm always experimenting and like trying something new so that I can learn where I'm supposed to be. In relation to that, the next learning is take a risk. And the bigger the risk you take, the bigger the return. But be smart. Ask advice. Read books. Listen to podcasts. Manage the cost. But take the risk. And learn how to enjoy the risk of life. Next learning, accountability is important no matter how uncomfortable it is. That's true. I'm a very prideful person. A lot of people know that. But recently I am learning that I need to be accountable of my mistakes and be intentional with self-awareness, because self-awareness would make you know that okay, this is the consequences of my actions and this is what I lack. everyone is egoistic in their own way. It's hard to be in a humility presence or state of mind, but you need to accept you're egoistic before changing your ego. Yeah, this is such a random learning, but I have learned that things you see in movies are actually real, and it's not over exaggerated, or maybe it's over exaggerated. But before, kasi when I was a kid, I thought movies are just super OA, like how poor people are, how rich people are, how infidelity happens, how love and breakups are. But honestly, they're all real. And sometimes life is even more scarier than the movies, or even more beautiful. The next is, what you think about others reflects what you think about yourself. Wow, that's something I'm learning. How am I gonna explain that? Basically, an example is, if you think this person is super duper irresponsible and you hate her for being irresponsible just because she's late today, it means that if you are late yourself, you would feel like you're irresponsible, and that would scare you because that's how you think about other people. It's like mirroring or projecting. I'm not sure which one of those, but the way you judge others reflects how you judge yourself. It reflects your insecurity, it reflects your perspective, how you think, and even your upbringing. Like how you were pressured when you were a kid, or how you were bullied when you were in elementary. It reflects everything. That's why you think that way. That's why you judge people that way. So what I've learned then, if like people would have a regard about me, like if people would say bad things about me, it makes me think that it's also because of how they think about themselves. Like especially if the regard isn't highly or isn't objectively true, it says more about them. And it says more about you too, if you judge other people that way. And another learning, because we've been talking about judgment. Everyone is capable of being nice. I have met this guy who taught me how to forgive others and forgive myself. Just gave me a chance to myself. I thought I would always be, immature. I was really, and I'm very honest about this, I was really disrespectful back then. But you need to learn that everyone is capable to be nice. It's not like the end of the world if you've made a mistake and then you're so guilty about it. Suddenly you'd have this monologue that you cannot change, you're always going to be a bad person. But everyone is capable to be nice, even the people that we think are not capable to be nice, like the criminals, immorals. They're all capable to be nice, and every day is another chance. It's such a great learning. But literally everything is possible if you believe. That's faith. Faith is the trust of the things you cannot see, and it can move mountains. Not gonna say anything else. Reflect on that. Everything is possible if you believe. Confidence would take you somewhere. So don't have that imposter syndrome. I'm not invalidating you, but it is confidence that made me where I am at right now. And it's confidence, sorry. It's also faith. Whoever you want to have your faith in. But you need to have faith. Anything is possible if you want it enough. So if you didn't achieve it, it means you didn't want it enough. Last but not the least, I have learned that you can be your own best friend. You can talk to yourself and say your name, like Chelsea, how are you? And be able to talk to yourself in a healthy way and like a best friend, because we all have our higher beings. You can give advice to yourself. Just love yourself enough that you find a bestie inside you. And that's all. I know I still have a lot of learnings, but those are the things that I want to share to everyone. I didn't curate this in a way that the best that I can, but I just wanted to talk to the camera and share what I've learned all throughout the years that I've been living in this world. But so far, yun, like, I hope you guys learned something out of that, and thank you so much if you have finished this video all until here. And yeah, have a great day.